Principal sir, wait, sir. Here present, respected Principal sir, Mr. K. Nagraju sir, Vice Principal ma'am, Mrs. Aarti Korwar ma'am, our examination in charge, Mr. Dinesh Chakravarti sir, and all dignified teachers. I wish you all a fine morning. As we all know that our today's resource person is Mr. Manish Shit sir, who will be presenting today's session on teaching and learning styles. And it is my immense pleasure to introduce and welcome Mr. Manish Shit sir. So he has been teaching in this school since 1st of April 2019. He has done his masters in zoology from Kolhan University. He has done B.Ed from Jamshedpur Cooperative College from Kolhan University. He has qualified CTET in both levels and also has qualified JTET in class 6 to 8 levels. He has more than 3 years of teaching experience. He has vast experience also in school activities like science exhibition and all. He has shouldered the responsibility of class teacher. So, without further delay, sir, I would like to request Mr. Manish Shit, sir, to start the session ahead. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for the introduction. Hello, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Here present principal sir.
Perfectly audible.
Okay, sir. Here present honorable principal sir, vice principal ma'am, examination in charge, and all dignified teachers. A fine good morning to all of you. First of all, I want.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
First of all, I want to thank Principal Sir for giving me the opportunity to present the in-house training session on the topic teaching and learning styles. Now I am presenting the screen for the PowerPoint presentation. Now I am starting the session. So today's topic for the in-house training is the teaching and learning style. So in this topic we will see how the different learning styles require the different teaching styles. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go carry on.
Okay. The next slide is about some discussing questions. It will arise while I will discuss the topic. So these questions are a few questions for the discussion, and these questions are: what is learning styles? Where do learning styles come from? And why should teachers know about learning styles? What types of learning styles are there? In different types we have to know about that learning styles, and what are the teaching methods and activities that we have to apply for the different students having the different learning styles, that we will see in today's topic. Now the next slide is about the meaning, or you can say that the what is the learning style. According to Alice, he has described the learning style as the more or less consistent way in which a person perceives, it means that receives, conceptualize, and it means that he clears the concept, organize that he just make an order and recalls the information. One more time I am describing. Ellis described a learning style as the more or less consistent way in which a person perceives, conceptualizes, organizes, and recalls information. As we can see in the figure also here, different learning styles are there that we will see in further slides also about this in detail. These are the visual, auditory, read and write, kinesthetic, and how this one having the different types of teaching strategy that we will see. Now, the learning style for the particular person or the student, it always comes from different, differently for them. So here we will see how the learning styles will be influenced. So learning styles are influenced by their genetic makeup. Genetic, it means their genes, that DNA that they are getting from their parents. So this is also affecting their learning ability and the learning style. So their genetic makeup influencing their learning style, and how they they are knowing about the previous things. It means their previous learning also affecting their learning style, their culture, where they are living, what are the things they are getting. All this will having a huge impact on their learning style, their society, where they are living, culture, the context in which the someone groups grows, develops has an important impact on learning. Society. For example, the society, the social environment influence learning by creating a language environment and experience environment which stimulate the mind to grow. How the mind is growing, it is deciding, more or less it is deciding by their environment, and by systematically rewarding a child for learning. So his learning, his or she, his or her learning is also influenced by society more or less. Next slide is, there are different types of learning styles. If we will see here, so these are the uh, four, four most important types of the learning style. These four styles are for learning. First one is the four modalities. Here we will see four modalities in the slide. What are these modalities? Field dependent, field independent. How they are working in groups, how they are working independently. This topic is about the field independent and field dependent. Left brain dominating and right brain dominating. As we know, our left side of the brain having the control over our right side, and right side of the brain having the control over the left side. McCarthy's four learning styles. This will be shown in the next slide. The four modalities. Now we will see what are these four modalities. First, students may prefer the following way of learning, and these comes under the four modalities. First one is the visual, that is seeing by learning, learning by seeing, and auditory, learning by hearing, kinesthetic, it means learning by moving and the body movement you can see, and tactile, it is the learning by touching. So in this figure, as we can see in the slide, this is the kinesthetic. This one is the visual, this one is the auditory, and this one is the tactile. If we will see the visual is directly related to the imagination. They can imagine, and if they are imagining something, the first question that will arise in the student's mind, that why this one is happening around them. So the question is why. And auditory, by hearing, that is the analytical one. Then what is this type of the thing first that will come to the students or the person mind. Next one, if you will see here, the common sense pattern. As we can see in common sense, the patterns are something is happening. That time student may ask the question how this is happening around them. Next one, this one is the kinesthetic, and kinesthetic means let's see. So we can say that in a big picture, like we will go see, touch, and perceive the things. We will uh, seeing and getting the things as we are touching. We are then we will justify the thing. Next one, visual learners. So the visual learners having the information, or you may say that they retain the information more effectively. If we are using the visual aid in our classroom, then it will be more effective for the visual learner. So when visual aids are used, such as the pictures that we can hang on the wall, images, we can show them from the book, or we can use the digital way of learning also, or film clips, colors, diagrams. This will help them to learn a lot because they are the visual learners. They are also good at understanding visual data because they are the visual learners. If they will see, they will grab the more of the things from that topic. Understanding the visual data presenting in the map, chart, and graph. So as we can see in the book, there are maps, charts, and the graph. This will help the visual learners a lot to learn more things from that topic. Okay, and this is the figure or the figure or the picture that is showing the how the power of visual learning is there. That is one of the things, as they can imagine, they can connect the thought, they can transfer the idea, they can feel the story, and as we are delivering our idea, they can see our idea also in their imagination. Next one. Next one is the auditory learners. Who are the auditory learners? That's the question. The learners who grab more things when they are hearing about the topic. Like here, auditory learners are those who prefer an auditory learning style. Like they want the teacher to provide the verbal instruction. While the teacher is providing the instruction verbally, then they will listen carefully and they will grab more the things from the topic. Like they like the dialogues, discussion, and the plays. Okay, solve problems by talking about them. If few problems arising from the textbook, from the topic, or any other, they want to solve the problem not directly. They want to discuss. They want to talk about that problem, and then they come to the conclusion. So they solve the problems by talking about them. They use the rhythm and sound as the memory. Okay, rhythm and sound, because rhythm can be the important technique to help us to remember the things, because rhythm is the thing uh, that can boost our memory. For example, the end of each line ends in a similar sound, creating a sing-song pattern that is easier to remember. If the pattern is similar and the lyrics is similar like the song, then a person gets the thing more clearly. And this one is the picture about the learning style, where the auditory learning style is the dominant learning style. So we can see here also, auditory learners learns through listening. They like to have music while music on while they study. Sometimes the students study and they hear the music, and that is the way of the learning also. They like to read aloud, often like to talk to themselves or create musical jingles to help them learn new material. They remember by talking out loud. जब वो जोर से बोलते हैं तब उनको ज़्यादा याद रहता है. कभी कभी हम लोग देखते हैं, sometimes we can see students are learning, okay, learning one question or remembering one question by uh, reading the lines loudly, and they are getting the that time only they are getting the word, sentence and the meaning, because they are we can say that they are coming under the auditory learners style. Have They like to have things explained orally rather than through written instruction. Okay, they feel hazy, they feel difficult while they are reading the lines, because उनको जोर से पढ़कर या बोलकर जब वो लोग सुनते हैं तब उन लोग को ज्यादा समझ में आता है. Okay, the next slide, kinesthetic learners. And who are the kinesthetic learners? We have to know. Kinesthetic learners are those learners who learns best when they are involved in an activity. जब वो किसी एक पर्टिकुलर एक्टिविटी में अपने आप को इन्वॉल्व करते हैं, while they are involving themselves in a particular activity, then they are getting the more things from that activity. Okay, while some topic is going on, and for example, I am taking the example from the biology also. The topic is cell, and the activity we can say that uh, 10 students are there, and we are naming the student that you are the nucleus, you are the plasma membrane cell. These are the different cell organelles. Like then we will give the name to the different students, and while the function is there, then one by one they will come and they will talk about their function like this. So as they are involving in this type of activity, they will learn a lot. Okay, next one, if you will see, they will find difficult to sit for a long periods of time. Yes, they will find, because the learner is coming under the category of the kinesthetic learner. As the kinesthetic learner, we can see they want to involve their self in activity. So if they are sitting for long without doing anything, or if we will ask them to go and write something, that is not the way. That time we have to change the way and like go and create something and go and do one activity, then they will feel interest. So they find it difficult to sit for a long period. Use movement as a memory aid. Here few activities for the kinesthetic learners. We can see here number 4, we can see it is small, very small words are. Here it is there, bounce around. We can make different boxes. Then we can say go and jump on A, B, C, like that. This is all about the bounce around. Okay, we can use a beach ball. Beach ball means like we can here uh, take the example of the football also. We can take one football, in each box, in each hexagonal box, we can write the different letters for the free learners. Okay, A, B, C, D, and we will ask them to just throw the ball and catch. As they will throw the ball, and after that they will catch, and we will ask them just read out the letter which is close to their thumb. Suppose they are bouncing the ball and catching, and the very close to the thumb the letter is A, or you can say that B. Then they will they will talk about, they will say it is A. Then this type of the thing we can do sometimes. And play hide and seek. It is not like that hide and seek, the person will hide and seek. It is like we can write something in the paper, and we will see these are the different locations. Maybe the paper is hiding there. As they will get the paper, They can see the paper, what is written there, they will read it loudly, then they will go for the next paper. That is the clue will be given there. Like that, we can use the teaching style for that kinesthetic learners. Okay. Next one is the tactile learners. Tactile learners are the learners who prefer the way of tactile way of learning. Tactile way of learning, it means they want to write, they want to draw, they want, it means they they want to engage themselves in touching something or doing something, like use writing and drawing as the memory aid. They write and learn, they draw and learn, like that. They learn well in hands-on activities like projects and demonstrations. That's why sometimes we will see uh, after the exercise of the book, okay, that is also one section, that is the project section. It is written, uh, do one project or make one project on environmental issue, like that, because that will enhance, that will active the tactile learners. Next one, here we will see how the left brain dominated and right brain dominated students will learn. First one here, we can see this one, the left section is for the left brain dominated students. Generally, this is based on the biology, or we can say that the science, that it is for the person who are left brain dominated and the person who are right brain dominated are the following learning styles. First one, we can see here the left brain dominated students are generally intellectual. Intellectual means that a person who uses his minds for the creativity. Okay. Next one, you will see left brain dominated students process the information in a linear way. So linear way, it means they are processing from part to whole. It means they can join the part of the thing and they can make the whole thing, like that. That puzzle, and they are solving the puzzle, like that. You can say tend to be objective, prefer established and certain information. Okay, and here they rely on the language in thinking and remembering. What language is using in the class, they are depending on. And here the right brain dominated students are the intuitive. Intuitive means having the ability to know or to understand the thing without proof or evidence. As there is no evidence, there is no proof. Okay. Thereafter, even after that, they are stick with that. That this one is true. Okay. उन लोग को कोई ऐसा प्रूफ या कुछ ऐसा एविडेंस नहीं चाहिए कि ये सही है या गलत है। इंटेलेक्चुअल को क्या होता है कि वो देखते हैं, दे कैन सी, दे कैन जज, दे कैन टेस्ट, आफ्टर दैट दे कैन कम टू द, they will come to the conclusion. But in the right brain domination, not like that. The right brain dominated students process information in a holistic way. It is just opposite to the linear way, that is the holistic way. That is from the part to whole, that is for the linear way. But here we will see from the whole to part. It means part they will see from the whole. They are tend to be subjective. They prefer elusive, uncertain information. उन लोगों को अच्छा लगता है, जैसा एक वर्ड होता है elusive means the मायावी, मतलब कि क्या हो रहा है, कैसे हो गया, जादू से हो गया, उस टाइप का राइट ब्रेन डोमिनेटेड स्टूडेंट हो सकते हैं। और अनसर्टेन इंफॉर्मेशन मतलब कोई निश्चित नहीं है, कोई एकदम कहीं से एकदम दिया हुआ उसमें उन लोग का ध्यान नहीं जाता है। जस्ट अनसर्टेन इंफॉर्मेशन को वो प्रेफर करते हैं, जो हो गया वो हो गया, इस टाइप से मतलब राइट ब्रेन डोमिनेटेड स्टूडेंट करते हैं। Now they are rely on drawing and manipulating to help them to think and learn. Here you will see that they are tend to be objective and tend to be subjective. Now the subjective are the most commonly means based on the personal perspective or preferences of a person, the person who is observing something. The right brain person are the person who is observing something. Okay. Now, if we will see here, the tend to be objective, in contrast, we can say that the objective most commonly means not influenced by or based on a personal viewpoint, based on analysis of the object of observation only. यहाँ पे राइट ब्रेन का क्या होता है कि वो बस ऑब्जर्व करते हैं और उस चीज को मान लेते हैं. But in the left brain dominated student, they will observe. After that, they will analyze. ओके. ऑब्जर्व करने के बाद उसको एनालिसिस करते हैं, टेस्ट करते हैं, एक तरह से एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हैं, फिर वो कंक्लूजन पे आते हैं. नेक्स्ट वन इज द स्लाइड फॉर द मैकार्थी's four learning styles. McCarthy in 1980 described the students as innovative learner. चार लर्निंग स्टाइल्स में, मतलब चार लर्नर पर्सपेक्टिव में मैकार्थी ने डिवाइड किया. दीज आर द इनोवेटिव लर्नर्स, analytic learners, common sense learners, and dynamic learners. Here we can relate this learning style with the brain also. Like this one is the right brain, left brain. Right brain and left brain for the logical thinking. Right brain for the logical thinking, right brain for the creative thinking, and left brain for the logical thinking. And right brain is associated with the common sense and analysis. Cerebral is a part of our brain. It is related with our innovation, our analysis. Then dynamic and common sense is also related with our limbic system. Next slide. Innovative learners. Who are the innovative learners that we have to know? Then we can see innovative learners are the learners who look for the personal meaning while learning. जब उन लोग कोई सेंटेंस को पढ़ते हैं, वो अपने वर्ड्स में उसको ट्रांसलेट करते हैं. दे आर ट्राइंग टू ट्रांसलेट the word, the sentence in their own words. That you can say they are the innovative learners because they are also preferring the innovation. They draw on their values while they learning. उनका एक अपना वैल्यू होता है, अपना एक मूल्य होता है कि उस चीज को जब तक उन लोग को नहीं मिलेगा, उस सेंटेंस को, तब तक उन लोग को इंटरेस्ट नहीं आएगा. Until or unless they are not getting their the value that they are thinking for, they will not interested in that topic. They enjoy the social interaction. जो इनोवेटिव लर्नर होते हैं वो सोशल इंटरेक्शन में ज़्यादा अपने आप को इन्वॉल्व करते हैं, इंजॉयफुल रहते हैं, हैप्पी मूड में रहते हैं. वो कोऑपरेटिव होते हैं. कोऑपरेटिव दैट वी आर नोइंग, एक दूसरे के हेल्प करते हैं. दे आर हेल्पिंग ईच अदर इन ऑल द फील्ड. All the innovative learners want to make the world as a better place by their innovation as they are thinking. So here you can see in the figure, as the innovation comes for the idea, intelligence, solution, inspiration, creativity, and vision. Next one is the slide for the analytical learners. And who are the analytical learners? Analytical learners are those learners who want to develop intellectually while learning. Okay? उन लोग को intellectually develop करना, उन लोग अपना intellectual world में खोए हुए रहते हैं, उसमें उसको learn करना ज़्यादा अच्छा लगता है. They draw on facts while learning. जब वो सीखते हैं while they are learning, they come to the fact. They are patient and reflective. Okay? Reflective means they are deeply thoughtful. They कोई चीज को बहुत ज़्यादा सोचते हैं उस वर्ड पे. और you can say that they are devoted to the business of the mind. Whatever the matter is coming in their mind, they are very much devoted to that fact. They want to know important things and to add to the goals in knowledge. Okay, here as we can see in the picture, analytical learner likes to hear the facts first. सबसे पहले उनको facts सुनना पसंद है. Like to learn step by step. And this one is the like to study the list and the answer. Or you can say, as we can see in the book also, the list is also given. So this list you can say enhance or make the learner, those are the analytical learner, active while they will get the information from the list or the table. Next one is the common sense learners. And the common sense learners are those who want to find solutions. तो कॉमन सेंस जैसा कुछ कॉमनली हो रहा है उस पे उन लोग को सॉल्यूशन चाहिए कॉमनली. वैल्यू थिंग्स इफ दे आर यूजफुल. अगर कोई चीज उसके सामने होता है तो उसको उन लोग ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस देंगे अगर वो उनके लिए, उस स्टूडेंट के लिए, पर्सन के लिए, if these are very much useful or important to them, thereafter only they will give the value to that particular topic. They are kinesthetic that we have already seen in the previous slides. They are practical and straightforward. They are practical means हम लोग कुछ practical करते हैं वो topic से सिर्फ थ्योरी पे बेस्ड नहीं रहेंगे. Straightforward directly जो भी रहता है वो सामने में आके करके बोलते हैं. Want to make things happen as they are saying in common around them. They want to know how these are happening, or they want to things to be happen that time. Here you see in the figure, the common sense learners have a limited tolerance for the fuzzy ideas. It means that fuzzy idea means the ideas that are the confusion. तो वो जल्दी टॉलरेट नहीं कर पाते, तो थोड़ा देर टॉलरेट किए उसके बाद वो बोलते हैं कि नहीं अब दूसरे वर्ड पे दूसरे वर्ड पे जाना चाहिए या सेंटेंस में आना चाहिए. दे वैल्यू स्ट्रेटेजिक थिंकिंग. स्ट्रेटेजी लगाते हैं उनको वो ज़्यादा प्रेफर करते हैं, पसंद आता है. दे आर स्किल्स ओरिएंटेड. दे एक्सपेरिमेंट एंड थिंकर विथ थिंग्स. दे नीड टू नो हाउ थिंग्स वर्क. They edit reality, cut right to the heart of the thing. Sometimes they seem bossy and impersonal. It means जो उनके अपने मतलब पर्सनली जो चीज़ नहीं रहता है वो उस चीज़ को हटा देते हैं या ज़्यादा उस पर ध्यान नहीं देते हैं. They seek utility and result. उन लोग उस पे फोकस करते हैं जो सिर्फ और सिर्फ उनके लिए यूजफुल रहता है. दैट इज द यूटिलिटी, दैट इज द यूटिलाइजिंग एंड डायरेक्टली दे वांट द रिजल्ट एज सुन एज पॉसिबल. नेक्स्ट वन इज द डायनामिक लर्नर्स. एंड द डायनामिक लर्नर्स आर द दोज लर्नर्स who looks for the hidden possibilities. They judge reaction by the gut reaction. They judge things by the gut reaction. जो अंदर में आता है उस चीज पे वो उसको जज कर लेते हैं, वो वर्ड को, वो सेंटेंस को, वो चीज को, वो आइडिया को. They want to synthesize information from the different sources. अलग अलग सोर्स से इंफॉर्मेशन लेंगे और एक नया चीज या एक चीज पे वो कंक्लूड करेंगे. They are enthusiastic and adventurous. Okay, so enthusiastic like they are learning to the in the excited way. They are always excited and they want adventure. Okay, they look for the adventure for the learning. कोई एडवेंचर ट्रिप पर भी ले जाएंगे तो उन लोग अच्छा से उन लोग लर्न करते हैं, जैसे कि एक्सकर्शन पे भी ले जाकर उन लोग को कुछ लर्न करवाना. दिस इज ऑल्सो द वन ऑफ द वे ऑफ लर्निंग. सो दिस वन इज द डायनामिक learning cycle. The stage one, this one is the stage by stage. This figure is depicting. Child becomes aware and interested in stage one. Stage two, child becomes curious and active. और उसको इच्छा होगा कि कौन सा क्या चीज हो रहा है. Curious to know about the thing. Stage three, completion of learning or habituation. And stage four, child becomes ready for new challenges. यहाँ पे वो कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं. जब वो क्यूरियस होंगे, एक्टिव होंगे, उसके बाद जब उन लोग को उस चीज पर ले जाया जाएगा एंड एडवेंचर पर या कुछ ऐसा रहेगा, दैट टाइम दे विल कंप्लीट देयर लर्निंग. और उनको वो आदत पड़ जाएगा कि ऐसा करना है, क्योंकि वो पहले से उसका लर्निंग स्टाइल था और फिर वो नया चैलेंजेस के लिए रेडी होगा. This one is the cycle that is all about the dynamic for the dynamic learning. Next one is the teaching methods. Now we have in the previous slides, we have seen the learning styles for the different learners. Here we will see how the teaching methods and what are the teaching methods that we can use and what are the different activities that we can use to suit the different learning style. अलग अलग different learning style के लिए किस तरह से हम लोग अलग अलग different how we can use the different teaching aids, teaching style for the different learners. So starting with the first one, that one is the visual learners. Okay, visual learners. We can use many visuals in the classroom. That is the audio visual aid that we also use in our classroom also. That one is the digital way of learning. For example, wall display that we oftenly see in the labs also, posters that we can hang in our classroom, flashcards, graphic organizers. These are the simply the way of teaching to the visual learners because they get more things while they see the topic, the things. Auditory learners. Auditory learners, they learn while they hear. As you can see, you can say learning by hearing that we have discussed also in previous slides, as discussed in previous slides. Auditory learners, you can use the audio tapes, videos, storytelling, songs, memorization, and different types of drills. We can also organize for the learners that prefer auditory. It means they prefer hearing and learning. Okay. Next one, we can allow the learners to work in the pair or small group regularly because while they are doing some work in the pair or in a small group, they learn a lot because the discussion is going also there, and that discussion is the part for the auditory learners, and that time they get more kinesthetic learners and the tactile learners. We can see here, first one is the kinesthetic learner. For the kinesthetic learner, we can use the physical activity because they don't want to sit for a longer period of time. So we can use the physical activities, competition, and board games. As we know, kinesthetic learners' brains develops as while there is something is going all around them and they are involving themselves. So we have to use this type of a teaching style for the kinesthetic learners like the physical activities, competition, board games, etc. Tactile learners. For the tactile learners also we can use the board games, demonstration, something demonstrating like the teacher is demonstrating in the demonstration table and the learner is sitting on the bench and seeing how the demonstration is going there. So that time also the tactile learner will grab the more things. We can give them some project to do, write, write and do the project on a particular topic. Role play. We will assign the student with different topic and they will play some role and this will come under the role play. Next one, we can ask the student to label a diagram while reading. Sometime in the science, mainly I see, in other subject is also there, while the student is reading. So that time we can ask the student just label the diagram. While they are labeling the diagram, they will see the pathwise the diagram and they will get the more things from the diagram at a once. Next one is the field independent and field dependent. And this one is the learner and we can prefer this type of learner. We can let the student to work on some activities on their own. उनको छोड़ देना है कुछ अपने ही एक्टिविटी करने के लिए देखते हैं कि क्या वो अपने से क्या उनका इनोवेशन आता है खुद से वो क्या बना पाते हैं. Okay, next one is the field dependent. In this type of learning, we can let the student work on some activity in pairs and small groups. The first one we can see here, it is the student who is doing the work independently, but here the group and pairs are restricted. So this is the difference between field independent and field dependent. Now, if the person is right brain dominated or the left brain dominated, so how we can apply the different teaching strategy for these students. So first one here, the starting with the left side of the brain, that is the left brain dominated student, we can give the verbal instruction and explanation because they prefer, their learning style is there, so we have to match our teaching style with their learning style. Not all the time this is possible, but sometime or most of the time we have to do, because this will help a lot to different types of learners. So for this, verbal instruction and explanation is needed for the left brain dominated students. We have to set some close tasks to which the student can discover the right answer. एक टास्क दे देंगे कि एक सही आंसर को खोजना है, like the book, and we can give them one question. That question, it is not related to their chapter, or sometimes it is related to their topic or the chapter, and we will ask them to find from the book, and this is the topic or the chapter. वहाँ से आपको जो सेंटेंस को वर्ड को राइट वाला, तब ये जाके उनको ज़्यादा हेल्प करेगा. Next one is the right brain dominated students. Here the right brain dominated students, we can write instruction as well as giving them verbally. उनको बता के instruction कुछ देंगे, वो instruction को ध्यान से सुनेंगे, they will listen very much carefully, after they will act on that instruction. Next one, we can demonstrate what we would like to do student to do. Okay, student को क्या करवाना है उसको अच्छे से, if we are explaining or demonstrating the topic in a clear way, then the right brain dominated student will act perfectly on that topic. Next one is we can give the student clear guidelines, a structure or for a task. It is like the previous point also, like the, if we are giving the clear instruction or the guideline, that time they can make a structure. Structure means they can make a outline कि उसको करना क्या है और वो अच्छे से करेंगे. Setting some open-ended task for which there is no right answer. एक ऐसा चीज दे देना जिसपे कोई right answer नहीं है, लेकिन वो चलता रहेगा, वो ज्यादा पसंद रहता है किनको, this is preferred by the right brain dominated students. And sometimes allowing the student to respond by drawing. If we are asking something and asking the student, just draw what you are getting, so they will answer by their or responding by their drawing. Next slide is the McCarthy's four learning styles. Now from here we will see four learning styles of the McCarthy and how we can match that learning style, or we can apply the teaching strategy to that different learning styles given by the McCarthy. First one is the innovative learners. Those learners who are innovative learners, for them we can use the cooperative learning activities, and the activities in which students must make judgment. Okay, कुछ एक्टिविटी देंगे, उस एक्टिविटी पे ये एक कुछ वैल्यू को निकाल पाएंगे. That type of the learning, that type of the teaching strategy we must apply for the innovative learners. We can also ask the student to discuss their opinions and beliefs. In the class, we can ask that just student stand up and what is your opinion for that topic, what is your belief for that particular topic, and the discussion, we can start the discussion like that, and this discussion will make the innovative learners active. Analytical learners, And for the analytical learners, we can teach the students the facts. What are the facts directly? If we will teaching them, they will they make themselves more interested in that topic. Next one is the common sense learners and the dynamic learners. Okay, if we are providing the problem solving activities, कुछ problems दे देंगे उसको हम activity से solve करेंगे further also, like इस type का activity दे के उनको solve करवाना, they are this for the common sense learners. And dynamic learners use we can use a variety of challenging activities, जिनको adventurous पसंद है, they are the enthusiastic learners, उनको challenging activities provide कराना so that they can learn a lot from that topic. So at the conclusion, we can see if our students, okay, we are applying the or we are matching the different teaching strategy according to their learning style, then we will see the our student will be more successful. And if we match our teaching style to their learning style, वो ज़्यादा successful हो सकते हैं, but not all the time it is possible, but most of the time we have to do this one. Next one, if we vary the activity that we use in the lesson, we are sure to cater for learners with different learning style at least some of the time. अगर हम लोग कुछ लेसन बताते बताते अपना लर्निंग स्टाइल्स को चेंज करते हैं या सूट कराने चाहते हैं, या if we are able to suit the different learning different teaching style to the different, so we can change our teaching style in between the lesson also. That time most of the time or the sometime we can see it will help it will help the students a lot while they are learning. So this was all about the teaching and learning style, how the teaching style was suiting for the different learning style. So I want to thank you all for joining this session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. It was very effective session. So now I would like to request Mr. Sarthi Seth sir to deliver the key points of today's session on teaching and learning style. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, Principal sir, Vice Principal ma'am, and all the dignified teachers. Thank you for such an interesting and informative session. So this topic, that is teaching and learning style, is very useful for us. So one of the important key points that I have taken from this session is that is understanding the different learning styles. Because with the help of this learning style, we can categorize the learners as visual learners, auditory learners, tactile and kinesthetic learners. So when the visual learners are there, so they learn through seeing and reading. They prefer written direction and they often the good reasons. Visual learners learn best with the pictures, illustrations, photos, graphs, diagrams and maps. So with the help of these things, they can learn very easy. The next one we have, that is auditory learners. So with the when the auditory learners are here, so they learn listening and talking, and they remember what they hear better than what they see. And the auditory learners prefer to listen to the instruction. They learn best if they can hear and see the assignment. And one more we have, that we can categorize as tactile or kinesthetic learners. They learn by the concept that learning by doing. They remember whatever they do. So, they use their hand to build, create, plan and draw or decorate. So They learn the assignment very best by using the physical activity. So by knowing the different learning style that helps the learners to be more productive, to be more creative, that they can increase their achievements, improve the problem solving skills, they can make the better decision and learn very much. So these are the key points that I have taken from this session. So thank you sir for such an interesting and informative session. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. So now I would like to request Mr. Suman Kumar Pradhan, sir, to give vote of thanks for our today's session. Over to you, sir. Suman, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning to one and all present here, Honorable Principal, sir, Vice Principal, ma'am, Sub-Training Nodal Coordinator, sir, and all the participants. On behalf of the entire Madhusudan Public School team, I take this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks to our resource person, Mr. Manish Shit, sir. Thank you so much, Manish, sir, for your motivating and thought-provoking address regarding the teaching and learning style, along with such an excellent presentation, which truly made the session meaningful. I express my profound gratitude to all the participants for their overwhelming participation in this in-house training session and making it such a resounding success. Once again, I thank all of you for your cordial cooperation. Thank you, sir, and thank you, everyone. Over to you, ma'am.